Grassroots Sessions.
Beautiful beings, thank you so much for tuning into today's grassroots session. Thank you to our amazing patrons for making these videos possible. We appreciate and love you so very much. If you would like to become a patron of this channel, then please check out the link below. And if you enjoyed today's song, please feel free to pop a quid in our virtual hat via the link below as well.
Obrigado. So yeah, today's song is called Hollow Lonely, and it's literally the oldest Mobius Loop song that we have. It's 12 years old, and yeah, I started writing that back when Mobius Loop was just starting to come together. It was a band formed in Preston in Lancashire, at both of our hometown, and at that point I hadn't actually met Katie, but a song like this was definitely calling out for the union that we have today. And the songwriting partnership and the love and the beautiful companionship. So I'm so pleased, and let it be an inspiration to you all to use music and magic and spelling to call out for your union, because it's worked for me, and I feel so honoured and grateful. But yeah, the song came together alongside two other songwriters, Tom Robinson and Dave Watkins.
Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys. Dave Watkins is one of our patrons on Patreon.
Yes, brother.
Thank you so much, brother. We
Such
love
a
you.
legend.
And yeah,
And
those.
didn't he write that bass line?
He wrote that bass line. He wrote two bass lines. The one you were playing on violin at the beginning.
Yes,
Dave. And then he's the bass line I was playing on piano.
So groovy.
He's a groovy guy, that Dave Watkins, and we'll be jamming with him and hopefully Tom as well again one day, and we look forward to it very much. But yeah, they were my mentors back in 2008. Just as the band was about to start, I was looking to branch out from my bedroom at my dad's house as a songwriter there into taking songs onto the stage. I was very much going off words I was learning from the artists at my dad's house, and Jack the Wizard, he was teaching me lots, and I was living in the dictionary, just like wow. And my dad used to teach me to just like flip the dictionary and point into it and find a magic word and be like wow. And I did this for many nights and wrote books full of poetry, and so I got those chords and was like I just started writing speak to me first. That was literally the first bit. But at the time I was just I didn't have any songs, and I was just looking to create something that would evolve my songwriting partnership with Tom and Dave, because they were in a band called Red Sunday in Preston, a really popular indie band, and that band had just broken up, and I was becoming really close with them. So I moved into this bohemian house from my dad's to theirs, and we created this amazing house on St Ignatius Square in Preston, and we was rehearsing in the basement and all the time. And eventually my brother joined, and Nathan Bow, shout out to both of those magic guys. And then eventually Katie came along, inspired by a song like this and the others we were writing.
I used to go to the guys' gigs at the Mad Ferret, and I was just like so blown away by this amazing music, and just like totally fell in love with Alex and his incredible songwriting. And for ages
I fell in love with her for her incredible songwriting.
Well, I used to perform my songs at the Loopy Open Mic that you guys were running.
Yeah, the Loopy Open Mic at the Mad Ferret. In Preston.
Times.
Yeah.
And I was quite a lost soul at the time, and I was really like angry and lost, and I used to get on stage and do this really angry poetry, and God knows why you started a relationship with me.
She was
I think
hostile.
Alex saved me entirely from a life that would have been very different, and I was calling out for you too. And I can't believe I grew up my whole life in Preston and didn't get to meet you.
Only a few miles apart, eh?
Yeah.
And we've since found out we've got a family goes back to places in Ireland in similar areas. So yeah, it was destined to meet. And at the time, the Loopy Open Mic was hosting some incredible acts. Like Katie was a solo act then. My band Mobius were hosting it. We created it. It's called the Loopy Open Mic, and it's where songs like Hollow Lonely was getting tested and becoming sort of favourites in our set list. There was also, check out a guy called Jamie Brewer, check out a guy called Tom Metcalf, a wonderful flamenco musician who we've just started supporting on Patreon.
David Sher.
Check out David Sher. We're in his music video Wood Smoke, aren't we? Baxter Rhodes. Ray Morris, she got headhunted there at the Loopy Open Mic by a massive label. Karima Francis came down one night to the Loopy Open Mic and told us she'd never played before, and then she got up and blew everyone away with her song The Author. And she'd already had a massive record label before that, so that was funny, wasn't it, that night? But we used to have the most incredible nights there.
And you used to have such an attentive audience.
Yeah,
I used to love going to perform at that open mic because people would really listen, and the calibre of the musicians playing was so high. It was like going to a really great gig. And it was just every week was just amazing.
Yeah, it was magic,
and then people would travel to come to it because they'd hear about this open mic, and then like really talented people would always come down. It's really cool. Yeah. But we weren't aligned at that time, and we weren't. Slowly became aligned. But even still into our first year of university, we're still doing separate projects. It wasn't until university that I became part of Mobius Loopy.
Yeah, a few years later, we stopped playing Hollow Lonely. So basically, this was the first song. Hollow Lonely was the first song of a batch of about 10 or 15 songs. I actually, after this song, I started to write on my own. I was having visions of where I wanted the songwriting to go, and Dave and Tom let me just run with that. And we're gonna probably do a few versions of some of those early songs, and eventually 15 songs later, we was that was 2 years had passed. We toured London. We came back depleted of energy. We'd been squatting and skipping, which is like getting your food out of bins, and we'd all lost about 3 stone. And the 5-piece band Mobius Loop back then, from 2008 to 2010, sort of Dave honourably sort of left to join other bands, and Tom did, and around that time Katie joined, and that was where we joined forces as a songwriting partnership.
Sean Zanaboni joined.
Yeah, Sean Zanaboni joined. Shout out to Sean Zanaboni. He brought this incredible Italian flavour to all of our sound. Inspired us to get accordion sounds going, and he was a great harmonist, wasn't he? And Sean really helped me and you learn to harmonise together, didn't he?
Yeah, because when I first used to go and watch Alex performing in Mobius Loop at the Ferret, he used to stand in the back and he wouldn't sing any of the words. So he'd written all these amazing words, but he was too shy to sing. And I remember seeing you at the back, and he'd have like a red face.
I was shy.
It'd come to like the part in the song where it was Alex's turn to sing, and his whole face would go bright red. And he had the most beautiful voice. But Tom Robinson, who he used to get to sing the songs, obviously had like a really incredible voice.
Tom had a phenomenal voice,
and so Alex is too shy to sing.
Tom had been singing for 10 years, and he was my mentor in singing and songwriting and performing live, and he's my brother. We've got the same Vesica Pisces tattoo from back then. And he just taught me so much about, you know, stage presence and melodies and songwriting and harmony, and I just basically was writing songs, and then I'd show Tom, and I'd be like, love in the hollow, in this deep voice, and then sing it 2 octaves higher, and I'd be like, wow. And then David would be like, wow. And I remember writing Hollow Lonely, or some of it, on the stairs of Dave's house that became we all moved in eventually, while Tom was in Brazil. And it was an incredible time. Dave told me then, because I was so shy, like you say, it's not good for a band to have the singer being that shy. So although I had longed to be in this position now, where I've embraced, after 12 years of practice, I've embraced being a vocalist and a co-lead singer. Back then I just didn't have the skill set. I just had visions of being able to do it one day, and so I joined forces with Dave and Tom. We started Mobius Loop on the 8th of the 808, and in Preston, and the songs just started flying out then. We wrote loads, and they're my mentors, and I couldn't write today if I hadn't spent all those many hours rehearsing and writing with Dave and Tom. And
the sound like really changed.
In the very early days, it was an acoustic guitar. Tom had a shaker full of seeds and was singing, and Dave was on an acoustic bass, and we were coming at it as a folky act. And then as Nathan Bow and my brother joined on congas, and Nathan joined on electric banjo, we started to get the live performances shaped us more into an electronic sound,
and a trombone was introduced,
but with percussion. So we had no drummer, so it was never.
It's definitely a really unique sound. It was really, and it created such a creative vibe in Preston.
It was great,
really good for the music scene.
We learnt loads off all the musicians around us at the time. So the lyrics, loving the hollow lonely lately. I'm getting so tired of being ignored. I'm making love, but I'm not naked. I may have mistaken her beckoning call. It was about, we, at the time, I was in circles that were, essentially womanizing, and, it was very lads banter, and yet in my own space, in my own creative space, I really wanted to call out for a more loving relationship with a union that, like, I've managed to attain with Katie. So as a songwriter, I was trying to write songs that really impacted this and called out for like this sense of union, and I just used music as a tool of manifestation. And there's other songs from that time that are about it. There's a song called Divine. There's a song called Labia Minora. There's other songs in that
Alex
set.
was writing a lot about the feminine, and even in one of the songs he'd written, the lyric was "Find my vagina eye" or something like this.
In life, I find my vagina eye isn't searching, and it's about this third eye that I used to draw all the time called the vagina eye. And it was about, seeing from the third eye, but also seeing through the, the awakening of the goddess or the feminine.
I remember running up to Alex after one of the shows and being like, oh, it sounded like you were singing vagina, but obviously you weren't saying vagina. What was you saying? And Alex was like, I was saying vagina.
But I keep painting that same loving lady, so just maybe soon I'll see where she's from, and it just manifested.
I think maybe I might have even asked you when I was first met you and heard your music, and I was falling in love with you, I may have one time said to you, so who are you singing about there then?
Yeah.
Who's that bird you're singing about?
It was hard to know. I didn't meet Katie and write it for you. I was trying to attract using the law of attraction, you know, and I think you were doing the same, weren't you? Eventually you actually wrote a song about me, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I wrote a song about Alex, and maybe we'll play it one time.
After we got to know each other a bit.
I used to sing it at the open mic. I met a man, he taught me things I'd never heard before and all these lyrics.
Taught me freedom.
And then I sang it to Alex one time. We just sort of started hanging out, and then I still remember how beautiful it was when we were sat in the van, and I think you said something about the song, and I said, you know, I wrote it about you, and you just went like bright red, and you were like, yeah, but everything's universal though, isn't it? It's all universal. And I was like, yeah, no, I wrote it about you though. And then there was just like this awkwardness. It was so funny, and I think that's great. When, sort of, brilliant. Then you knew that I really fancied you, I guess.
Yeah, I did. Thank you. And then the song ends with, please reveal yourself to me, please reveal yourself to me, and yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, but it was incredible time because we both were in other relationships with other people. Yeah. You know, we just couldn't deny the attraction and the amount of work we've done together, like being together every day. And we went to uni together and got first class honours degrees, and we're in each other's projects. And then we worked. Katie managed to get us both employed teaching children who'd been expelled from school. We taught them music for a year. And now we've been on tour for like 5 years, and we did get festivals. And now we've got this amazing support on here, and we just hopefully this journey of ours can inspire anyone to believe that they can have that. I don't think there's any age that you can't start to manifest that in your adulthood. It's just like it's a wonderfully magical thing, and we feel really blessed to have found each other and to still be here. We know, you know, something that underpins us is that we haven't done a secular wedding. We choose to be together every day like this, and also
we don't feel right. Neither of us wants to sign contracts to pen the other one in.
No.
And we feel very happy that we are, like you say, we choose to be together every day. And any day, either one of us could decide we don't want to be together, and that's totally okay.
It really helps with the autonomy of it all. Yeah. And then also the fact that we acknowledge in a lot of our songs and in our philosophy and ethos is that we're gonna die as well. Yeah. So you know, every day that we get to share this is another incredible day and an immense privilege. And our son Jeremiah is our greatest teacher for that, who, you know, unfortunately a lot of parents would have parted ways after trauma like that, but it binded us even closer. And in honour of Jeremiah, we grow forwards, and we've had our rainbow baby now. And this song, it's so great to do this song looking back after all those years. And it was a magic house that all that songwriting was coming through. We even back then we were rescuing chickens, and I was rescuing budgies. We had this little budgie called Magari who he used to sit on my guitar, and I was writing all the songs. Like even Voting Booth Chain Blues was coming through back then.
Even though he called it I Never Learned to Sing because he thought he couldn't sing.
Yeah. And I just used to sit in this little alchemical cell of a bedroom that I covered in art, and just was getting really poetic, and eventually you arrived. Changed my life forever. And blessings to my brothers who helped start Mobius Loop and set me off on my songwriting journey. I'm so eternally grateful for that. And I wish you all the best with the journey you were on, and I look forward to jamming with you all again and seeing these songs evolve into new and exciting sounds. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into today's Grassroots. And if you have any questions about the song, then feel free to write in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's session, feel free to pop a quid in our virtual hat. And also consider becoming a Patreon via the link below, because we couldn't make these videos without our amazing patrons.
Thank you to all of you.
Love you guys. And we'll see you on our next Grassroots session.
Grassroots Sessions is made possible by our wonderful patrons who support us on Patreon. Thank you so much to all of you beautiful beings.
Please join our Patreon today to help us create more videos. Donations are also very welcome here.